Hey guys, I've decided I'm running low on resources, so what I'm going to do is build myself a frame quarry in our new Mistcraft mining world. It's going to be pretty big, and initially it's just going to move up and down to dig out one chunk, and I'm going to process the resources from that, and then I'm going to add to the frame quarry and make it movable in four directions, um, try to make it look good, and start throwing away all the cobble and sand and stuff as I dig. The first dig I'm going to keep everything and see how much I get, but then I know I'm going to have to filter away the cobble, sand, dirt, Zycraft stuff. So right now I'm just getting some solar panel materials going, and then I will be able to power it. So I'm just going to gather some materials and I'll get back to you once I'm on site and starting to build. Okay guys, I think I'm about ready to go. I've done a few things here. I've got my sorter ender chest being emptied by 6 filters, one on each side, with a 2-second timer, so it can empty 6 stacks every 2 seconds. I think that should keep up with anything I'm putting into it. I can always increase the timer a bit. The reason I don't just use one filter at a faster time rate is if the ender chest is filling with something like cobble that's putting in like 5 every 0.2 seconds or something, it'll keep pulling that partial stack of cobble out rather than pulling everything else out, and the filter will jam up with other stuff. So pulling 6 stacks out at a time ensures that that doesn't happen. You don't have to put a filter on each side of the ender chest. You could have multiple ender chests lined up with a filter on each if you wanted to. I've upgraded some of my barrels to the expanded ones so that they should store any excess of stuff I get. I do plan on eventually just dumping cobble and sand and dirt, just disposing of it. But for this initial test run I want to keep some because having some is useful to have. But once those get close to filling, I'm going to filter that stuff out. So we're going to head over to the portal and find a place to set up our mine. Oh, one more thing I'll show you before I get there is I have a bunch of canvas bags with supplies. I've got some building materials, I've got block breakers, frames, tubes, and I've got some logic and some bluetricity stuff. I think I have everything I need. Hopefully I won't have to return back here until it's done, but you never know. Sometimes I'm bound to have forgotten something, but I think I planned fairly well. I've got a spare saw, so I'll find a place to set this thing up and get back to you then. Okay guys, here I am. I'm going to waypoint this area. Mining machine, so I can find it. This is a little tiny desert, very small desert, about 560 blocks away from the portal. I'm using a desert to increase my chances of getting rubies and bauxite. I've heard that you get more of those in the desert, so oh, pardon me. That's why I'm here. I marked off where an edge of a chunk is because I want to destroy entire chunks at a time with this thing. So I'm going to start placing some blocks and making this machine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It should be the entire chunk. Yeah, that looks awesome. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Double check from going this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Sweet. Yeah, it's going to be big. I'm hoping that I don't hit the motor limit. The Redpower frames can only move a certain number of blocks. It's something like 1,000. Are we already at dusk? Oh, nasty. And let's set up some torches here. Actually, what I'm going to do before I fill in the middle of this is use these to build up a wall. Ugh. You know what? This timing's really bad. Wish I could just sleep. Someone else is online, but I don't think he's actually doing anything. These have to be facing down. Oh, see, there's already a skeleton. Hey, skeleton. I just don't want to get my stuff creepered. I'm not really too scared about the other mobs. I don't know if you've noticed I'm using a sword with knockback now. My awesome sword got destroyed when I tried to fight a wither. Was not too happy about that. But, them's the breaks. Apparently, I needed to do a bit more studying on how to beat the wither. I tried to do it with a mining laser, because I heard you could do it that way. However, the charge on a mining laser isn't anywhere near enough, so you need an advanced lap pack, as well as the mining laser, if you're going to kill it. I didn't have that. I also don't know if I could pew pew fast enough. Okay, I'm going to put some frubes on here. These are new to Redpower. These frame tubes. It's a frame with a red, in this case, a Redpower, a redstone tube in it rather. So you can send items through, and you can. Oh, look at that! Hey, creeper. Yeah, I'm not liking this, so I think I'm going to reduce the amount of sand nearby here, so nothing can climb up. Still need some light. And stuff's going to be able to climb up the middle. See, there's another creeper there already. That's not good. Rain? I must be on the beach, not in the desert at this point. This is a very, very small desert. And it's... Oops. Turned that one around wrong. It's a very small desert, and it's got beaches around the perimeter, so it's hard to tell where the desert ends and the beach begins. I'll be alright though. Okay, those are all facing down, and we have them covered with tubes. I'm going to start filling this in. Yes, it's big. It's 256 block breakers. 16 by 16. So it can eat an entire chunk at a time. It's probably excessive, but it was my second choice. My first choice was to do a tunnel bore 16 blocks wide and high enough to reach from bedrock to the surface. Oh, I heard you. Hey there, go away. Come here. Go away. So, yeah, that one would have been probably too big to move if it was 16 wide. Okay, I'm going to fill this in and put the tubes on top and some covers around it, and get working on the machinery. I'll get back to you then. So, of course, I ended up having to come back for something. At first, my sonic screwdriver ran out of juice, turning all the block breakers to face down. And so instead of coming back to replace that, I just went mining to find some iron and made a regular screwdriver. Then I realized I didn't have a structure pipe and gate that I wanted, so I figured I might as well come back for that, and I recharged my screwdriver. And I think I will also make myself a... Oops, that's bronze. Copper. Tin. I will make myself an extra RE battery. Oops, it's too many. Of course it is. And now I've got two in my hand. That's weird. There we go. That should be 6. Why is there 2 in my hand though? So weird. Okay. Extra RE battery, or whatever they're called. What kind of battery is it called? I also made myself an injector and a transposer for something I want to do with my deployer. BT battery, that's what we want. So I can recharge my screwdriver while I am abroad. And let's just take this one. Now I also noticed that some unusual tree growth in our town here. So it looks like we've been pranked, but I haven't found a sign saying who did it. So I guess I'll just have to keep my ears open, because I've got some prank ideas that I was going to use. Now if we get a target, maybe we'll figure out who to use them on. Yeah, I don't feel like cleaning this up right now, so I'm going to leave these trees. It's very weird. Someone was busy. It looks like they didn't just... Oops. They didn't just... oh, they do have dirt under each one. So they grew the trees, took out the top block, and then put dirt down and grew another one. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know who did it, but I'll find out eventually. I'm sure they'll want credit for it, and then they'll get pranked back. Looks like someone's been at the oil a bit there. So we're just gonna head back. I'm gonna cut, but I thought I'd show you where our portal is, in case I hadn't shown you before. So here's our Mistcraft portal. It's in this kind of cool ravine. You can go back here and look into the ravine if you want to. I used reinforced glass here because no doubt someone's going to creeper the place. Anyway, this side is just on a little spit of land here with a wall on each side to keep the mobs out mostly. And we're going to head to work on our machine. Alright, here we are. Just a quick explanation as to what I've done so far, and then I will cut again and work on it some more. Takes a lot of just kind of thinking and adjusting things, so doing that all on camera is not only going to take longer as I'm trying to think of what to say as opposed to what I'm doing on the machine, but it also would be really boring to watch, I think. So I've got the tube frames, the redstone tube frames, over top of the block breakers, covers on the outside edge, and then I've got this lip of stone here. And the plan for this, and I hope it works, is if I cut down past water or lava, the water or lava will spill out of the wall of the hole and stop at this edge instead of going inside here. I'm not sure it'll work. I'm not 100% sure, but I hope it will. Yeah, and I'm gonna replace these torches with some redstone lights, I think, at some point, but for now they are as they are. I'm not sure if the redstone lights are going to blink on and off. That would be cool. Maybe we'll check it out. So over here we have this is a bit hard to see with the center stuff here. See if I remember. This side has the block breakers. This is the motor up side. If we send a signal down this pipe, the plan is it activates the motor, and then I've got this repeater set for 8 ticks, so 8/10 of a second later, I think they're redstone ticks, not game ticks, so 8/10 of a second later, this fires, which activates the block breaker and decrements this counter. Okay. This side is the dig side, and when I send a signal down this wire, let me get down here if I can. Got to be a better place to stand to show you this. There we go. It activates the motor down, and then 8/10 of a second later it activates a deployer, which spits out a frame there and increments this counter by 1, as well as activating sending a redstone pulse down the tube to the cutting floor. Now the problem here, hold on, before I get to the problem, the cutting floor tubes lead up here. I've got this tube here with a hollow cover here, so the center part can slide up and down, and this has tube going to the ender chest output. This leads nowhere, so we should be getting no items going up that way. If we do, they should bounce and then go to the ender chest output. I hope it works. Now, what I did forget is I need pulse formers after these repeaters. Otherwise, the pulse will be 8/10 of a second long, and I think that's too long, especially when stuff's going to be moving. I just want a quick pulse. So I need to figure out how to add those in. And for now, I'm going to take these out so I have a place to stand and look. And I'm going to get back to you guys when I've got some more done. Oh, briefly, this side is going to have the bluetricity going to the motors. I hear a creeper. Yeah, there he is. There he is. There's one here too. Send him for a ride. Alright. I will get back to you guys later.